Hey everyone, this is Rachel. I just wanted to come in today and say thank you. And you might say, what am I thanking you for? I just want to thank you because I have reached 500 subscribers. Yay! I noticed it a few days ago, but I have been really busy. Um, we have my grandmother's 91st birthday celebration in my hometown. Now, I don't live in that town anymore. I live in another city here in Ohio, so it's been a lot of driving the last couple days. And excuse me, my neighbor's dog is tied up outside, damn near under my window. So that is the yapping that you hear in the backyard. In the background, I don't even have a dog. And if this dog keeps yapping, I'm going to throw a shoe out there, y'all, and bust the dog in the damn head. And it's a little bitty dog. Just a little bitty dog about that big. But anywho, I been doing a lot of driving the last couple days because I live in one city, my home city is another city, and then my daughter is away at college now. I know it's summer, but she didn't come home from college because she had a job, and the job pays her pretty well. She works at a group home for handicapped children. She's going to school to be a teacher, so this will look good on her resume. Plus, again, they pay her really good, and she didn't want to take a chance on coming home and not being able to find a job that paid that great. So she decided to keep her apartment over the summer. And actually, she lives in a townhome, but to keep her townhome and keep her job. So I had to drive down to get her Saturday. She came home and stayed overnight. And then Sunday, we got up and drove to Cleveland to get to my grandmother's celebration. And y'all, it was so much fun. Oh my God. And when I tell y'all, my uncle, he organized everything. He actually had two big tents, and just it was at a marina that he fishes at, and it was just beautiful. The weather was great because we were right on the lake. And when I tell you, my uncle put out the call for the women in the family to get to cooking. When I tell y'all, they had about 10 trays of macaroni and cheese. They had to have about 10 trays of greens. They had so many slabs of ribs and hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken and smoky links. I think that's what we call them here in Ohio. They're like kabasi, I guess they call it in other parts of the country, but in Cleveland we call them Polish boys or smoky links. They had cases of those. They had cakes and pies and homemade cookies and just all kind of salads. And my grandmother had two cakes. She had one that they ordered from a bakery, and it was like multi-layered, and it said happy birthday Grace, because my grandmother's name is Grace. And then she had a little cake, nice little sheet cake that one of my little cousins made. My little cousin is a pastry chef, so she made my grandmother a really good cake. I didn't eat any, but everyone was saying how good it was. Um, you know, and my grandmother wanted to save a piece of that, but she didn't want the whole cake. And when I was there, I didn't even eat any meat. It was really humid, even though that there was a breeze. And I figured with all these different meats and stuff, I would be sick as a dog. So what I did is I mostly ate like all the side dishes. And y'all, when I say I was tearing my aunt's deviled eggs up, I know it was summer and we outside, but those, she makes like the best devil eggs. And as soon as she put the tray down, I had got a napkin, and I had like four of them in there, and I'm trying not to let them slide all over everywhere. I popping deviled eggs in my mouth. I had deviled egg stuff all over my mouth, and I was like, I'm getting these deviled eggs while they still cold before they warm up and kill half of us. But they had potato salad, greens, green beans. Y'all, they even had dressing. Do they know it's not Thanksgiving? But they had trays of dressing, and oh my God, just So much stuff. And then the little enclosure, the thing that we were under, it had a big fireplace pit that you could barbecue under, and then on each side of it, it had two extra little barbecue pits that you could use. So in total there were 5 places to barbecue the meat. So my son was on one grill, and some of my little cousins and my nephews, they were all on different grills making different things. Like my son was on hamburgers, smoky links, hot dogs, and then over across there was another little young cousin. He was doing maybe chicken, and I think he was doing chicken, and I don't remember what he was doing. I don't remember, but I know my uncles were doing on the big grill that was like the fireplace. They were doing all the ribs because they said that with that brick it would make it taste better. I don't know. Oh yeah, one person was doing fish. Like they just were doing all kind of fish. Y'all, let me tell y'all, when it was over, we had to clean up the little enclosure that my uncle had rented, because if we didn't clean, then my uncle wouldn't get some, I guess his deposit back. So they were, like, it is about 3 trays of macaroni and cheese left. We got this left. If anybody want to take home some cookies, and they had, man, if they had 1 case of pop, I'm not exaggerating, y'all. They had to have maybe 30, 40 cases of pop, along with 2 liters. And then my aunt had made homemade lemonade in these 2 big, huge things, and they were on one table. And then my other aunts made homemade iced tea on the other. It was so much food. It was unreal. Oh my God, they had pasta salad, potato salad, just all kind of salads, and just everything. They had fruit for the kids, and just so much stuff. And my uncle had some fishing poles, so some of the boys that were teenagers, because he wouldn't let the younger ones fish, he said that some of these kids, even though they were his great nieces and nephews, he didn't know these motherfuckers. He had me cracking up. He was like, Rachelle, I know them, but I don't know them. He was like, they can't fish because they be done jumped in the lake, and I'll be out here trying to, he said it with his old ass, be out there trying to swim and find them. So he only let the teenage boys that I think he said were between 14 and 17 fish. And then we had one of my uncles, he was like playing football on one side of this thing that they had rented, this little enclosure that we were in. And then on the other side, they had stuff for the little girls to do. And then y'all, oh my God, my aunt, her son plays the violin, and her daughter plays the congos or something. But what happened is a group of their classmates who all play instruments came and serenaded my grandmother, and they played Happy Birthday to start off, and then they played all these little African songs with drums and violins and the big bass. When the little girl, if y'all would have saw the little girl, who, I wish I could post some of these pictures. I wish I knew how. Maybe I'll ask my kids, and I'll start another video off with some of the pictures that I took. But this little girl, if you would have saw the little girl that was playing that big bass, when she walked up with that, I was like, her little ass playing this big ass instrument that's way taller than her. But they serenaded my grandmother. And Lord, one of my aunts, they didn't have amplifiers. Basically what they did is the kids got in a circle underneath the enclosure that we were under, and my aunt was trying to get everybody to be quiet so my grandmother could actually hear every instrument. So my aunt, you know how the older aunt said, she was funny. She was like, what did she say? She was like, look, I done told y'all to be quiet. Are y'all gonna be quiet? Do I gotta wait while y'all finish y'all conversation, or could we get this concert started? I mean, it was just funny. And then I had another aunt that was whistling. You know how you whistle real loud to get everybody's attention? I didn't even know that my aunt could whistle. I thought you know how you ain't trying to be funny, but you know how you like, I thought she had some false teeth, and when she put her fingers in her mouth and came away, you know, her teeth would be hanging on her hand, but evidently she didn't, because she kept on whistling to get everybody's attention, and she whistled so loud like a man. I was just like, oh my God, these are the people that I came from. But child, we left there. I was determined that I was going to drive back to Columbus. So we left there about 10:30, and we were supposed to get back to my home city where I live at now about 12:30, because it's only a little 2 hour, maybe 2.5 hour drive. But y'all, do y'all know I forgot to put gas in my car? I was like talking and laughing and just jumped on the highway. And then we were about 20 minutes outside of the city that I live in, and my low fuel thing came on. Now, y'all, when I tell you that we live in an area, I know you've been watching my videos because I got 500 subscribers now. But we live in an area where it is kind of country, y'all. It's farms and stuff. Now, I live in, you know, the actual city of Columbus, but surrounding it is all this farm area. So where we ran out of gas, you know, well, we didn't run out. Where the light came on was like in you know, really kind of rural area. And I was thinking, Lord, please let me find a gas station before I am completely out of gas. The first gas station we went to was a Costco gas station. So when we pulled up, my daughter was like, it looks like that gas station is closed. So as me and my son were pulling, we were like, no, the pumps are lit up. So we just thought maybe the little building where the chips and the cigarettes and all that stuff was closed. So we pull in there and was like, oh, okay, we found the gas station. I put my card in and didn't look over. The damn pumps were locked up. So they had a big old padlock on them. So I was like, oh shit, we got to find another gas station. So I told my son, I was like, look, we don't have that much gas. So before we pull off, make sure you know exactly where we're going and how far we got to go, so we don't run out of gas. And then we be three little black people trying to push a car in this damn rural area, and somebody happen along with a rebel flag on their damn pickup truck and fuck us up out here. So he said, and he was like, Mom, there's like one, you know, within a mile. So needless to say, we got our gas and we came on home. And let me tell y'all, I was trying to post pictures to Facebook of everything that was, when my grandmother arrived at the place that we were at, because we got there and we sat there for like 4 hours and my grandmother was not there. You know, we were laughing and talking and the family was waiting for my grandmother to get there. So my uncle, the one that organized everything, he was like, let me call the house and see, is everything okay? So he called there, and my other uncle and an aunt were there helping her get dressed, and my aunt was glamorizing her for this momentous occasion. So when my uncle called, he came back and he said, you know what? Mama said we call her Mama. And so everybody was like, what's she say? Is she okay? Is she on her way? They said my grandmother was like, look, I know y'all there, but of course, since I'm the woman of the hour, I have to make a grand appearance. She wanted to be fashionably late. I thought that was so cute. She wanted to make sure when she got there, it was a crowd when she arrived. So a little car pulled up, like a little black car pulled up. My grandmother, you saw her, them take her walker out. And then what happened is we made like a line, basically like a Soul Train line. We was and my grandmother walked through and we were all clapping and laughing, and they had things that you can shake, and they had balloons and stuff, lining her way to the little gazebo thing that my uncle had rented. And it was so nice. You had all these little young cousins of mine that I really don't know, because they're like 17 and they're under 20 or maybe in their early 20s. And when I last saw them, they were babies. So I really just don't know these kids. It's so many of them. My grandmother had 12 kids. So, and then you can imagine, like, if each child had three, I come from a huge family. And then we had family flying in from all over the country. So it was so fun. So then we get home last night, and my daughter, I told you that I went and gotten her from Bowling Green, and I thought she was gonna stay, because she didn't have to be back at work until 10 p.m. tomorrow. So I thought she would stay today, and then I would have a day to rest from all this driving that I did. But of course, she did not want to stay. So today, around 10, she was like, "Mom, you taking me home, right?" And I'm sitting there like, "Girl, actually, this is your home. That's college." But I was like, "Okay, I'm taking you home." I drive her home. Y'all, I didn't even get out the car when we got to her little town home. I sat there and I was like, "Amber, do you want me to come in?" Because it's like the way her town home is, it's like these two flights of stairs that you got to go up to get to her door. Their town homes sit up. And so she was like, "No, Mom, you don't have to get out." I was like, "Thank you, Jesus," because I wasn't carrying nothing anyway. Y'all know I done had spine surgery. I wasn't carrying nothing but my purse. So I made sure she got in, told her to text me when she gets to her room because she has 5 roommates, and I just wanted to make sure that, when she got back in the house, everything was okay because her and her roommates don't get along. As my daughter would say, she is the only little chocolate chip in the bunch, if y'all know what I mean. So I just wanted to make sure that, she got in okay. So y'all, I pull off. Now let me just tell y'all how my daughter's setup is. As soon as you get off the highway, you make a right and then you drive down this road about a quarter of a mile, and my daughter's apartment, her townhome community, is right there. So it's literally a minute or two from the highway. So I leave her complex, go to get on the ramp to head towards home. I'm coming down the ramp, and as soon as I hit the pavement of the highway, what do I see in my rearview mirror? Police lights and siren pulling me over. So I'm like, what the hell is it now? I didn't even accelerate yet, so I couldn't have been speeding. So they say that it is that damn license plates cover that I got when I went to the cast celebration, which I'm taking that fucking thing off first thing tomorrow morning. He said that he didn't pull me over for anything, just that I had that uh, license plate little frame covering the sticker on my car, and he wrote me like a citation. So I don't know, I gotta go to court in her city, so I don't know like what I'm going to court for if I wasn't speeding or whatever. They just gave me a citation. I guess I'm just gonna pay something when I go there. Y'all, that's a crock of shit, because why are they selling these license plates cover? Because the officer told me that it was illegal. So I'm like, well, they selling these things left and right. And he was like, yeah, we put a lot of people over. We pull these college students over because they'll have their fraternity or sorority little thing, frame on their license plates, and it's actually illegal. So, child, look, I pulled off. I was sitting there. I was thinking, man, look, it is hot. I just dropped this broad off. Now I got this almost 3-hour drive. Do y'all know I zoned out, and I have no idea pretty much, if I'm gonna be paying anything or what the hell he pulled me over for and what this damn ticket is for. I just zoned out. You know how you're just thinking, he's like, whop, whop, whop. And I was just thinking, just write me the ticket. You don't got to stand here and explain 2 or 3 hours. I'm still getting the ticket. Nothing I say is going to talk you out of it. Just write it and let me be on my way. So next Monday, I got to go back to her city and go to court for that. And then right the very next week, she moves out of the townhome that she's living in, and she's going to move to one that's actually closer to campus, because where she lives at now, she lives across a bridge from campus, and it is illegal, I'm sleepy, y'all, tired, my knees hurt, but it's illegal for them to walk or bike over that bridge, and she doesn't have a car. So if she misses the little campus bus, she's been using a taxi to get to where she needs to go. So she wanted to be where either she could ride a bike or walk to, all the little things right around campus. Child, it's her senior year. She still got another year, but she'll be a senior this year. But I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna come down there. So for the next 2 weeks, I gotta go down there and do something. Next week, it is to go to court, and then the week after that, I actually move her. Well, she's moving her stuff in storage until her new um, a townhome is available. So for the next week, I'm gonna be tired and just knees hurting from doing all this driving. When I got home tonight, y'all, do y'all know when I walked up the stairs, my knees sounded like a bowl of Rice Krispies? I was like, snap, crackle, pop, snap, crackle, pop. I said, this don't make no damn sense. But I wanted to come in and do this video before I laid down because, y'all, I never thought that anybody would be watching my videos. And what's so funny is, my nephew was over and my daughter was home and it was my son. So it was my nephew in the kitchen, my son. Now let me give the ages. My nephew is 27, my son is 29, and my daughter is 21. So they were in there and then they were like, these are my kids talking to my nephew. I'm sitting at the kitchen table. So they say, mom is doing YouTube videos and she got like 500 subscribers and she got all these views. So my nephew, he was like, yeah, Auntie Rachel, I've been looking at your video. He said, I don't actually look at the whole video. I just click on it and I read your comments. So my kids, they were saying that's what we do too. So I was like, y'all don't actually look at the video. They was like, we ain't gonna be interested in nothing you talking about. They was like, and the only reason why we read your comments is because we want to see why are these people watching your video? What are they commenting on? Who are these people that's watching? So I'm like, I'm sitting there like, y'all don't think I'm interested? And they was like, well, you're kind of old and stuff. I mean, we don't mean no harm, but we just curious. I'm thinking, you bastards. What the hell y'all talking about? I said, I got 500 people. Well, actually, I think it's like 518 or 19, child. I know it ain't no 5,000, but I'm just happy that of the little people that are watching. I tell them, I'll have you know that I got one video that's got over 116,000 views while you're playing, and they was like, oh, go ahead, Auntie Rachel, go ahead, mommy. I said, yeah. I said, what the hell y'all talking about? Somebody watching 116,000 people watch my damn Bobby Brown video that when he did that interview, I was like, what? This man on here talking, let me just do a video. I didn't even think anybody would watch that video. And child, I got 116,000 views. So I'm sitting up here telling these bastards, my kids and my nephew, I said, I have you know that 116,000 people found me interesting. Can y'all say that? And then I shut their asses down. But I wanted to say again, thank you. I am so shocked that y'all are watching these videos. Do y'all know that I started this because I was laying in the bed, jacked up from my surgery, just having all the time in the world to watch all these videos that people do on YouTube. I was watching everything. Kids with dogs, kids with birds, funny kids, soldiers coming home, surprising their parents. I'm crying in some, watching some, laughing in the other ones because of these little babies. And then one day I started watching, even though I've been watching videos for years, I just started watching other videos, the reviews one day when I was home from my surgery. And I said, you know what? I think I could get on here and talk and do a review of a show. Hell. And then it was right when Prince had died. And I loved Prince when I was a teenager. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get on here and I'm going to talk about my, favorite singer when I was 16, Prince, and send him out. And then that was like one of my first videos. So I just want to tell y'all that was May 6th, I believe. And from May 6th to now, I got a little over 500. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to cough. Child, I almost coughed myself to death. So, y'all, with that, I'm about to get out of here, drink some of this water. I can't sit beside my bed. My damn eyes water. I ain't want y'all to see me about to have a coughing fit. It's like something just blew through here and had me coughing all crazy. So y'all take care. And again, thank you for my 500 subscribers. 500. I know it ain't no 5,000. I know it is only 500. But hell with that. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.